Hello out there, this is part 4 of the Morton's Neuroma post-op recovery video series. And I am just about 4 weeks into my recovery, so tomorrow actually will be 4 days, exactly 4 weeks from the surgery. And I'm happy to say there's been real progress at this point, which is good. Very good news about that. So I had the stitches taken out, and actually that was about 7 days ago. And what they told me was to put some lotion on it about once a day, whatever lotion that you want. Getting the stitches out wasn't so bad, didn't even feel it. One of them I felt a little bit, but really minor, no big deal. And actually having the stitches out made me feel even better. I felt like there was more improvement there. So basically I have right now a compression sock on, and it helps because essentially you're still healing and you still have some swelling, okay, but you're gonna be less swelling, and then of course, a few days after the surgery, but there's still going to be some swelling, and there may be some swelling, some percentage of swelling for still a while, but the good thing is it's beginning to be more tolerable, and I'm able to do more things. I'm able to walk a little more, I'm able to do a few more chores. Of course, I've been eager to want to get out of the house and be more active and do more things. And tomorrow I'm going back to work. So it's been pretty much 4 weeks, as I said earlier, and that's the length of time my doctor told me to stay out of work. And so tomorrow's going to be another step forward and getting back to some normalcy. I do notice that all the pain that I was talking about in the prior video, the third video, where there was some pain, for example, that was similar to before I even had the surgery, almost the same pain that I came in there to have fixed. I'm happy to report that that's gone down a lot, okay? And again, if you get pain like that, that's from the swelling, and it's from the swelling pushing on your good nerves. Okay, so you still have a lot of nerves in your feet after you have the neuroma removed, and as your foot swells, it's pushing pressure on those other good nerves, which makes you think and feel like the same problem you're having, but that's temporary. Of course, I had some pain in my right foot a little bit. That was the foot I didn't have operated. I talked to my doctor about that, that it just feels a little tender, but no nerve pain in the right foot. The left foot's the one I had operated on, by the way. Happy to report that's improved as well. I actually iced it several times, and still taking the Duexis, which is pretty much like a Motrin or ibuprofen. I talked about that in the last video. But I'm not taking 3 a day now, I'm just taking 1 or 2. So really, overall, beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel here. So a lot of good things about that. I mean, the leg still, the left foot still feels somewhat tight. Feels like, someone's grabbing your foot and just, I wouldn't say grabbing as hard as possible, but there's just a good little tightness in there. And then there's the crampiness. Still up the leg too, not much past the knee, but below the knee there's still some cramping. That's how I describe the feeling. I mean, it could be swelling, it could be, you might experience a different feeling there. But I think that's what the compression sock helps for. Okay, it helps for that cramping feeling. And that's basically where I'm at. So I'm going to show you briefly my scar. So turn it off if you don't want to see a scar. But I promise you that it's not looking too horrific or too far out. So let's just see here if we can get a look at that. Okay, so I hope you can see that. It's not too bad. It's starting to really come down and go away there. Here's the compression sock. Essentially you put it on and you fold the top part over. So again, I hope you saw that, because I have no idea what you saw yet because of the way my camera is on my phone. But here we are. So this is going into week 4. I have another doctor's appointment, and I'm gonna turn this upside down. Sorry about that. I have another doctor's appointment in about 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I think it was. Just another follow-up. And so keep at it, guys. Just keep working on this. Keep resting it. Keep icing it. Keep elevating it. Keep off as much as you can. Keep a good attitude. If you do all those things, follow everything your doctor says, you're going to have a decent outcome for the vast majority of the people watching this video. Now, of course, there's always complications, and any surgery you have, there could be a complication, and hopefully there isn't. But if there is, go to your doctor right away. If it's an infection or they find out there was something else wrong or something more to be done. A lot of times when it comes to reviews and submitting surveys and things like that, you tend to hear the bad ones, so look for the good ones too, and don't assume that it's going to all go bad for you. I think that, again, if you follow all the instructions that your doctor gives you, it's an intense experience. There's no question about it. But again, it's all about your future. It's about, when I go to lay down at night, which is when I struggled the most with the neuroma, I'm starting to feel a real difference now, a lot less pain. And I know that's going to make me sleep better, and I know it's going to, and you might be having a different problem with it, so maybe it doesn't affect your sleep, maybe it affects you more when you were walking, or in other ways, but one way or the other it's affecting you, and it was causing you pain, and and you may not even be sure if you want to do the surgery at this point. It's a difficult decision. Should I do nothing? Should I just take the injections? Should I go with the surgery? And obviously I went with the surgery, and I'm beginning to feel more and more like that was the right choice for me, because it's about your future. It's about your quality of life. It's about how are you going to feel 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years, and on and on. In other words, I didn't want to carry this pain with me. I didn't want to have this the thing to keep in mind is the neuroma will not go away. Okay, it doesn't heal itself. It doesn't go back to normal. No amount of shots is going to make it go back to normal, or cushions in your foot, or Motrins, or anything like that. Not saying don't do those things if you're at the beginning stages, or if that's what your doctor told you. But if you find yourself that this has been several years of problems with your neuroma, it's something to keep in mind as you're trying to decide what are you going to do to really fix it, is that they don't go away. They don't just shrink on their own, go back to normal. It's a permanent fix for a permanent problem, essentially, is what the surgery is. Now you do lose some feeling in your toes, but I gotta tell you, it is barely noticeable. So as far as that goes, I barely notice it. Now you gotta remember, the past 3-4 years I've had this neuroma, which has had to make feeling there disrupted as it was. So I don't know if I can tell the difference at this point, but it's not a problem. You know, it doesn't seem like it's at all where it's anything like, well, I shouldn't have done the surgery because of that. But again, surgeries are difficult. There's risks involved. You're going to have to be off your feet for a long time. One of the real big challenges of the surgery, I think, is the fact that you can't really sit or stand for long periods of time. You know, it's taken me almost 4 weeks to get to the point where I can sit for a while, or stand for a little while. And the reason is, it's the swelling. Okay? So if you sit or stand for a while, the foot starts to swell very, very much. And almost to the point where you can hear it. It's the Velcro on my surgical shoe, post-op shoe. You can literally hear it ripping, just a little bit, you know. But and you can feel it too. So you can feel that inflammation's happening, and it's pain, and there's this throbbing pain that goes along with that. So you just have to elevate it. You have to elevate it one way or the other. It's very hard to elevate it sitting, and of course it's hard to elevate it standing. So that's really been one of the biggest challenges for me, somebody who I like the freedom of being able to go out, do things, and go to work, and go to the store if I need to, or go to my friend's house, or whatever it is, just doing things. That you need your feet for that. So anyway, so a lot of good news, I think, at this point. I'll probably do another video within a week or so, just to let you know how going back to work was like, because I think that's the next big question mark. But I got a feeling it's going to go okay, and at least that's my thinking. And I always can ice the foot there if I need to, and stretch it out. That's another thing I'm doing. I've sort of been moving my toes a lot like this on my foot that had the surgery, and moving them up and down, because after the surgery, I mean, well, first of all, I couldn't move them at all. But then you can only wiggle them, and then it takes a lot of effort just to do this. You gotta understand, those muscles got weak. You know, they haven't been used in days. And our bodies are funny like that. If something's not used on our body, it starts to go away. And we have to start using it again, start building it up again, and get this foot and this leg equal to my right leg, and get my progress, you know, continue. And that affects your walk, you know, and your stride and everything. So those are the next things that I'm going to be focusing on in the recovery. So hang in there and keep working at it. Stay positive. Thanks for watching.